What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Figure It Out of the Basement's action figure talk show. I'm Nate, joined with Justin.
What's up, guys?
And today we are going to be discussing the recent Black Series announcements from Hasbro's I Am Your Father's Day live stream.
It's not Father's Day.
And there was no Darth Vader or anything to be revealed? Question mark? I mean, Father's Day is coming up, but...
True.
So, of course, this happened this past Wednesday, which is actually the day we are recording this video. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. Tons of Black Series and Vintage Collection news.
But not really?
But it's stuff that's already been rumored for the most part, and that we kind of...
Yeah.
We already knew it was coming, we just didn't know when.
Yeah, spoiler alert, 9 out of 12 Black Series figures are repacks with photoreal updates. 2 figures on here I think are we didn't know they were coming. Two Black Series we didn't know were coming.
But right out of the gate on the stream on Sunday, me and Jeremy accurately predicted what would be revealed today for the most part. So of course we got the final 2021 archive wave, and we also saw some Rogue One figures as well. So we'll jump into that though. Let's start out though with the Vintage Collection stuff. Just
get that out of the way.
Just to get it out of the way. Look at all my Vintage Collection figures. I am a Vintage Collection fan, but
there's some bangers in here.
Oh yeah.
Admittedly, there was 4 new regularly released announcements. These are regularly released, not exclusive.
Which is a good thing.
There's actually only one TVC exclusive on here.
Yep.
But we have Bo-Katan, the Mandalorian look, the Mythrol, which was a very interesting figure, Queel, and the Hoth Rebel Soldier, which I believe is a repack?
Yeah, it's a photoreal update.
Okay, photoreal update to, it says here, the Vintage Collection number 68.
Yes, and they all look really fantastic, honestly, especially Bo.
Yeah, there's a lot of new... there were a few of these. I know we actually watched the live stream as it was live, and they were saying a few of these were brand new head to toe.
Yeah.
Such as, I'm sure, Mythrol.
And probably Bo and Queel.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, Bo looks great. Admittedly, Mythrol, I think this was like my, ooh, that'd be a good Black Series figure because he comes with the bounty puck that has his face on it and some Arabish
that was
text.
I saw that accessory and I was just like, Vintage Collection.
Yeah, and Queel has a removable backpack.
Yep. But we also finally got confirmation of how we're going to be able to acquire the fan vote winner for the Vintage Collection, which is the Republic Commando from
Vote from the Vault.
Yes, Vote from the Vault. So this is going to be a Hasbro Pulse / ShopDisney.com exclusive, which should be easy to acquire.
Yeah, I mean, Hasbro Pulse, while kind of sucks, but, you know, they're like the last to ship out their own figures. But if it's like, you know, just Pulse and Shop Disney, I feel like you'll be able to pretty easily acquire them.
And I've had a pretty easy time pre-ordering Pulse exclusive stuff in the past, so I'm excited. That figure honestly looks fantastic. I think I might even want to get one to open.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure you're gonna get at least one.
Oh yeah,
for the wall.
For the wall, definitely. And I might get another one to open just because he looks like he comes with a bunch of great accessories.
True.
So all of the stuff today as well is going to be already up for pre-order by the time this video is posted. So
it would have been yesterday at 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, so hopefully it all went well. We don't know yet. Yeah. We're still in the past.
We also have some Pipeline TVC stuff.
Yeah, they brought the Pipeline to the Vintage Collection.
And there's 2 figures there, Lobot and Bib Fortuna. A lot of Bib love. Yep. Loving it. Love Bib. And a Navarro playset. Now, I'm already seeing some criticism that there's no Navarro playset figures.
I was going to say Victoria's Cantina
that's what I saw as well.
May have posted the greatest tweet of all time, because she's absolutely right. Why make a Navarro playset when there is currently, to this day, let's think, You could put Din in the Navarro playset, and you could put Grief Karga in the Navarro playset, but it has to be a Season 2 costume, because he doesn't have the Season 1 costume in the Vintage Collection. Other than that, like,
Remnant Stormtrooper.
Right, but are they going to make all the background aliens? Are they going to make the bartenders? Are they going to... Because that's the thing, is like, yeah, it's cool that it's a Navarro playset, but there are no pre-existing figures to fill it in unless you wanted to pretend it's not on Navarro and it's just a regular old random cantina.
Yeah.
But that's no fun.
Yeah.
And we know how Hasbro is. They're not gonna
do a lot of the background characters.
Right.
I mean, while they're more common in 3 3/4 inch, I feel like, especially since it's also Mando, it's not like the cantina from Star Wars.
Right.
So it's a little too specific.
Like,
what are they gonna do? The Zabrak guild member?
Right.
Like, they're not gonna do stuff like that. So
yeah, it's like, yeah, that's cool, but at the same time, it's like
odd choice.
Should have just done the Mos Eisley cantina.
I think it's just like going along with like the Razor Crest.
Right.
Maybe like they just want to stick with Mando stuff, which is understandable. But
I'm sure it's selling like hotcakes, so
right.
I'd imagine that's why they stick to Mando. But knowing Hasbro, it's just like, we all know already we're not going to get half the aliens in that scene, so.
Right.
But
we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna go after any of that Vintage Collection stuff except for the Republic Trooper.
Let's get into the Black Series. We'll start with the Archive. This will be the final Archive wave of 2021.
Yep.
Archive Wave 5 now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so. And we knew all of these. This was previously leaked and rumored information. But there's some drama here for sure. We have
absolutely
Princess Leia from the original Star Wars film, Obi-Wan Kenobi from Revenge of the Sith, the 501st Clone Trooper, and Darth Revan. The figure with the least amount of drama here is Revan, because Revan's a good figure. I feel like there's drama with all of these three other ones.
So let's kind of unpack it. Of course, Darth Revan's coming out. That's wonderful. That, again, a fan favorite character who has, again, accumulated value is coming back out into the line. I love that. Justin, I know you love that. We're always going to support re-releases here.
Yeah, especially Captain Rex re-release. Right, Nate?
Yes.
For all you collectors out there that didn't get a Captain Rex, get yourself a Captain Rex.
So let's unpack it. We'll start with probably, again, one of the lesser controversial figures, and that's the 501st Trooper.
True, right, but there still is some drama because people have caught on nowadays to the horrible old clone body that looks great, looks super realistic, looks fantastic, but horrible articulation with those elbows. And yeah, it's the same figure. However, I kind of want to give you all who freaked out a slap on the wrist because we all knew this was coming. Archive release means the same exact figure, and that'll get worse here.
Yep, and that's exactly what...
Archive means the same exact figure, but there will be a photoreal update where applicable.
Yes, so the figure itself looks almost 100% identical.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there might be minor, like, the dirt might be in different places.
Like
on
how
the
they
figure.
were in the figures as well.
Right. So, I mean, it's still great, though, because it's the 501st Trooper.
It's filler.
We need more clones. We need to fill those ranks. I know,
and we just got Echo.
We are fortunate enough to have the original Entertainment Earth 4-pack, but I've always wanted a second 501st Trooper.
Yes.
So I'm happy.
Yes.
That's going to be one I grab because I want a second 501st Trooper.
I as well, and I mean, Anakin just came out, his Clone Wars look. Echo, Captain Rex is getting a restock. Hawk. I mean, we're starting to flesh it out here.
The 501st Avalanche is here. Now we need that same love for the 212th Hasbro. Obi's looking a little lonely over there with just Cody and the 212th clone.
Yeah, that would definitely be cool. But next, I want to move into Princess Leia.
Yep.
Which is the same exact figure. But again, we're going to bring up Victoria's Cantina. As she pointed out that the head sculpt has the photoreal application, but it was actually the first.
The red and black box
The
release.
red and black box release, which they're both technically red and black box releases, but the first one had a puffy beehive sting.
Right, she looked like she got stung by bees. And then shortly after that, Carrie Fisher passed away, and then the 40th anniversary of A New Hope figures were coming out. So they did a new head sculpt real quick. Because I think even they realized that they were like, oh, this looks like crap, and oh, she just passed away, so now we're going to look even worse because we have a crappy figure of her.
Yeah.
So they did a better head sculpt for the 40th anniversary figures, and then that figure did make its way into a black box release as well. But this figure is using that original one. So while the photoreal application I do think looks good, although she does kind of look angry.
I would have liked if it was the more calm expression of like that second head sculpt that they did, because she looks pissed off.
But I'm like torn. I like it, but at the same time I agree with you.
It's not really help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope to me.
Well, it's kind of like, I could imagine that as her sassing to Darth Vader or Tarkin.
Sure,
because she is pretty sassy in A New Hope.
She is.
So it's like, I'm conflicted. I think I am going to pick it up, though, because it's Princess Leia, and the photoreal update does look pretty good. Besides, she kind of looks a little angry. But I guess that could just be
a little upset.
Angry Leia for the collection. But let's talk about the stinker. The absolute stinker of the archive wave here, and this absolutely pains me to say, but of course the final archive figure is Obi-Wan Kenobi from Revenge of the Sith, using the original Jedi body, which of course we knew. Again, it's the archive, so we know they're not going to change anything. It's the original crappy Jedi body, and on top of that, it's the original shrunken head sculpt
that originally was like one of the worst paint applications in the history of the Black Series. Now it has the photoreal application on the head.
It looks a little bit better,
but it doesn't look good.
No,
guys.
And I think a big issue too is just how small the head is. His shoulders look so incredibly broad,
right? In
contrast to the tiny head.
Yeah.
And this is a figure that Hasbro should have 100% redone.
Yeah, this was a bad idea for an archive because it was already such a terrible figure.
And you can even
in the first place.
You can even tell in the promo images they're struggling to pose him. They tried to do the two-handed lightsaber grip pose, and it's all awful and just not good.
And this is just proof that not every figure is fixed by the archive treatment. Right. I think this was a waste of a spot.
Yep.
They should have completely just put like either Clone Commander Obi-Wan or General Obi-Wan from the Clone Wars. Put one of those heads on the new Jedi body.
Right.
Give it the Obi paint, because this is still that orange peel horrible costume paint as well. So it was a total waste of an archive slot.
Honestly, I don't have Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan at all, but I am going to skip this figure. I think it...
Yeah, I have the original release, which is horrible enough.
I've got my Tartakovsky Clone Wars Obi. I've got my Episode 1, Episode 2 Obi. I've got my other Clone Wars Obi, so I'm good. I can miss
skipping
this
as well. It's just because it was such a waste of an archive slot. Bouche Leia would have been infinitely better because the figure just stands there and looks cool, but you could have got the photoreal application.
Right. Yeah.
And it's just not a good choice. Not a good choice.
Yeah. Incredibly disappointing to finally see Obi-Wan reveal, and it's just as bad as we expected. So, yeah, out of the archive wave, Princess Leia, 501st Trooper, pickups,
Yeah.
We already have Revan, but of course I would recommend to anyone to get Revan if you don't have it
Revan is
already.
great. Revan is great.
But let's move on to another rumored thing that was finally announced today, and that is similar to how the Rebels crew was completed last year. Now the Rogue One crew is finally complete with the announcement of Bodhi Rook, and the rest of the Rogue One crew is also receiving photoreal updates. This is again something rumored. We've talked about this months ago.
Yeah.
But we finally got to see the figures in action.
Yeah.
Bodhi, really all of them with the photoreal update do look pretty good.
They do, and of course the Rogue One packaging is the aquatic packaging, which looks really cool.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, it looks really cool.
Definitely. So Bodhi is a brand new figure, head to toe, looking very fantastic.
It even comes with like some nice accessories too.
Yeah, the cable thing that's removable from his back.
Yeah.
And also the Riz Ahmed likeness.
Yeah.
Off the chain on that figure.
Yep.
Pretty cool. I don't plan on picking up Bodhi, but I know a lot of people have been wanting Bodhi for a very long time. So I'm excited for you guys. And anyone out there that's been dying to have Bodhi, like, here it is.
Because that's the thing. I don't think we got any of the heroes, like the crew.
Right.
I mean, we have that from that 2-pack, but we...
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But we never got, like, a single release of Jin, Cassian. We never got the Chirrut or the Baze.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, speaking of Chirrut and Baze, they look great.
Oh, yeah.
They do look great. I mean, even... Cassian looks great. The Jin, I'm a little... She looks significantly better, but I'm still...
It's not quite that Felicity Jones? Is that her name?
Yeah, I think so.
It's not quite there, but it's definitely 100% better than the Barbie doll look that she had previously.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you know, I think I might get Baze and Chirrut. I think I might.
K2SO as well. And there's actually some new detail on him that makes him more accurate.
Well, right, because the original figure, they gave him, like, beady red eyes. But he doesn't have the red eyes in the movie. It's just white. So this new version of K2SO is going to have the pure white eyes, which is more accurate to the movie. Which, again, you can buy K2SO and just pretend it's an Imperial security droid for Cal Kestis to fight. So I might pick up another one just for that reason, not necessarily to have K2SO.
Right, because Nate, you and I, we've always been a little jaded on Rogue One. Relies a little too much on nostalgia and just remember this? Remember Dr. Evazan and Ponda Baba?
I'm wanted on 7 systems.
But you're walking into
Jeddah. That's about to get blown up.
Jeddah gets blown up, and then you somehow flew to Tatooine.
We need a 4-issue comic book series about Ponda Baba and Dr. Evazan and their escape from Jeddah to their arrival at the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Very true. But, Nate, we also got 2 more Target exclusives.
One of these I'm upset about. The other one I really could care less.
These are... I'm going to say it. These are not essential characters on the par of Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It is... y'all know who this one is. Antok Merrick.
I have been racking my brain all day because Anton Merrick also just got a 3 3/4 inch X-Wing and pilot figure.
Yeah.
I'm like, who is this character? I do not remember.
I do remember who it is. It's literally the guy, he screams and then he dies. I mean, I honestly...
Like, I know Star Wars is all about making figures of this super obscure characters. But I was just racking my brain because I was like, I don't remember this blonde guy with a mustache.
He definitely has... He does have a lot of dialogue in Rogue One. There's plenty of cockpit
Does he have
scenes.
a different costume sometimes? Like he's
maybe,
not like
maybe before he like suits up or something, but there's plenty of scenes with him in the cockpit like fighting X-Wings. And then he ends up dying and he's just like yelling and then his X-Wing goes up in flames. Interesting
note about Antok though is that it is sort of an amalgamation figure. It actually utilizes the X-Wing pilot body, but then for the arms, it's the Snowspeeder Luke arms, which I think is a pretty solid idea, and I think it actually is accurate to his costume.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, Anton Merrick to me is the perfect example of a Target exclusive.
Right.
Like a really obscure character. You don't necessarily need it for the collection.
Not essential for the collection. Not, beloved characters.
Right.
Such as Obi-Wan, Anakin, Echo, etc.
And then the other one is Galen Erso, which I'm
like him. I like Mads Mikkelsen.
That's mainly why I want the figure, is because it's a Mads Mikkelsen figure.
Right. But it's so generic. It's such a bland looking figure,
well,
if I'm being honest.
And it was kind of funny
because he's just a guy.
Right. And in the live stream, like they're like one of them, I think it might have been Eric, was like, he was like, oh, and even though we never saw him hold the Death Star planned disc, we figured we'd include it with him because it made sense for his character. And I was thinking in my head, or you just couldn't think of anything else to include with the figure.
You didn't know what accessory to include.
They were like, Galen Erso, what are we going to include with him?
It's just, to me, it's just very bland. It just looks like a generic guy. I mean, the costume... Yeah. It's just very solid. It's just a solid.
My main reasoning behind grabbing Galen is A, it's Mads Mikkelsen, and B, it's another Imperial. Well, he's got like the Imperial scientist.
Yeah.
Outfit. So that's where I'm also thinking is like it's another sort of.
I can definitely
officer.
see it more desirable than Antok Merrick. But we'll see if I pick these. I think with these Rogue One figures, even including the Target exclusives, I think these are, if I find them in store, I might be a little tempted, but I don't think I'm going to go slapping pre-orders on.
Yeah. I'm going to try and get Galen on pre-order, but Antok I could see as being a figure that if I walk into Target and he's sitting on the peg, I might go, all right, he'll look cool next to Luke and Wedge, even though that doesn't make sense timeline-wise.
I mean, I'm a little tempted on Baze and Chirrut.
Yeah, me too.
Because those were pretty hard to get when they first released in the red and black box, but I don't have a Jenner or Cassian, and I really don't see myself getting the photoreal updates of Jenner Cassian.
Me too, but here's my thought process behind getting Baze and Chirrut. You could put them in with your Smuggler and your Bounty Hunter display. They'll mix in there. They'll mix in just fine.
They'll mix in for sure.
The Scoundrel, Smuggler, Bounty Hunter display.
Yeah, so you just never know. Right. I don't know if I'm going to pick these up or not.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see how they end up selling, given, obviously the history of the Black Series and the Rogue One
Thankfully,
repacks.
fan channel exclusives.
Yeah, they are fan channel exclusives. That's the Bodhi and the rest of the crew, Anton and Galen, are Target.
Yeah.
There you go. New Rogue One. Well, they're old. They're just photoreal updates.
Yeah, most of them are just repacked with a photoreal update.
Bodhi new. Galen new. Galen has a new upper torso and arms, I think.
Something.
Antok, of course, is an amalgamation. But again, these should be easy to acquire. They're fan channel exclusives. The Target exclusives, maybe since they're not super hot characters, might be a little bit easier to acquire.
Maybe.
But we'll see. We'll see. We'll have an update for you come, the stream.
Yeah.
And then we got some pipeline reveals, which was easily the best part of the live stream.
Well, because if you think about it, we could live without every single one of these figures.
Absolutely.
Except for what is in these pipeline reviews.
Yes. So, first up, we've got Return of the Jedi Bib Fortuna. Finally! After all of these years, we are getting Bib, and I'm so happy it's the Return of the Jedi version and not Book of Boba Fett or something like that.
Or Bad Batch.
Right. Because it's like, I want classic Bib. And we're finally getting him. We're also getting a new Stormtrooper. Which,
the Jeddah Patrol.
Yep, which is just a sand trooper.
I think it's Stormtrooper, orange pauldron. Might have a little weathering. I mean, you can never have too many Stormtroopers. You can never have too many Stormtrooper variants, especially with pauldrons and just. There was backpack antenna, something that's different about it. Enough. I think classic Stormtroopers need to be in constant circulation. There should be a classic OT Stormtrooper in every wave released in the Black Series.
Absolutely. We're also getting Fennec Shand again. No brainer. Need this figure. She's
Awesome.
She's slowly becoming more and more of a prevalent Star Wars character.
Bad Batch, of course.
So that's an instant buy. Now this next one is disappointing. Justin?
Mayfeld from season 2. So it's gonna, I guarantee it's gonna be the amalgamation of the Mud Trooper hover tank pilot design.
Mm-hmm.
They're just gonna slap Bill Burr's head on the hover tank pilot, paint it green.
Like, I will most likely get this figure just to have Mayfield.
But you're not gonna get Din in the tank pilot, the Juggernaut pilot outfit. I don't see them making that figure. So it's like, what do you put him with?
Right. I would have 100% preferred the season 1 costume. I think that's easily the superior look. But obviously, we know Hasbro likes to reuse stuff. So if they could get away with just getting a new head, then they're gonna do it.
And it's Bill Burr,
right?
So I feel like we're gonna just get it.
Even I told Buck about that, and he was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get another Black Series figure." Then we've got a banger here, and that's of course Cobb Vanth, another no-brainer Mando figure. Super excited. This one is an instant buy, instant pre-order.
Yep.
Give us that sweet, sweet Timothy Oliphant photoreal head.
Yeah, or is it Oliphant?
Oliphant.
But I mean, yeah.
Right.
It's gonna be great. I'm curious to see how they would have the helmet on and removable, because the hair he has that nice hair.
I wonder. Well, obviously, I think without a doubt in my mind, they're going to reuse the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett body. So maybe they'll just leave a little bit of space in the helmet for the hair. Or they'll probably do what they do classic Hasbro style, and they'll give him a matted down hair look. Like Mud Trooper Han.
Yeah, and Din Djarin.
Right, with the matted hair. So that's probably what'll happen. But, we'll see. Again, these are just pipeline figures, so there's no CG render of the figures. Mm-hmm. Next up, a figure that is... I'm going to buy it. I'll be flat out with you. It's Nomad Boba Fett from the tease of the very first episode of Season 2. So this is not in armor. This is out of armor.
I think re-armored makeover Boba.
Those are coming, though. You know they are.
Hottest, most desirable figure.
I agree with
you.
For
Boba Fett.
And I also 100% believe that those are already coming.
I hope so.
So, but Nomad Boba Fett, and then finally... This was a little tease here, and that is...
This is big news.
The next Haslab project has been teased, and it is Black Series related. And it is not a vehicle.
Yeah, that's the one thing they said.
So
that's the one hint.
That's our...
That it is
that's
not
our
a vehicle.
Dangling carrot.
So everyone's mind is going to diorama or creature.
But here's what I think, because, of course, we have GTP Toys making the Tantive 4 diorama. I don't think it's going to be a dio.
Yeah, so, like, no cantina. What if it's Jabba's palace?
I would be down for an upscaled Jabba's palace. My biggest thought right now, and I think you are thinking that as well, and I know a lot of people in the community are as well, is 6-inch scale Rancor.
Where would we put it?
I don't care. It's going in my collection. I will figure it out later.
Imagine a figure of a creature big enough to hold a Gamorrean guard in its hand and put it in its mouth.
They're going to have that feature. Like, the mouth is going to have to open up so you can stuff a Gamorrean guard in there.
Please just be a Rancor.
If it's a Rancor, which, again, my thought process behind it being the Rancor is the Marvel Legends team just doing the Sentinel, which I believe is an 18-inch action figure. Mm-hmm. So they're doing big stuff. So I'm thinking if it's not a vehicle, and I also don't think it's going to be a diorama because, again, I don't see Hasbro letting another company do dioramas if they have that plan for themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, it could still be a diorama, but this is just my thought process.
Yeah, it still could be like the Tatooine Cantina. Mos Eisley Cantina.
Which would be amazing.
Which would be amazing. Like the bar and everything. But then we don't have any figures.
We wouldn't have anything to populate it with, so.
But, I mean, maybe like the Millennium Falcon cockpit?
That would be kind of lame. I wouldn't want that. Because
Me neither.
it would be just the cockpit.
But I genuinely think, like, if it was a Rancor, like, that would be gargantuan.
Yes.
Like,
it would literally have to be like 18 plus inches.
yeah, pretty much. I was gonna say even bigger, but I have nothing to like scale it with in my mind right now.
Right.
But I mean, just imagine how big the 3 3/4 inch was.
Right.
I mean, remember how huge that one was?
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I mean, of course, it could be anything except for a vehicle right now. So we'd love to know what you guys think the current Haslab project will be. Of course, we'll see it before the year is up. It is the 2021 campaign, so I believe the next live stream is going to be like a fan type event, so maybe we'll get some more information then.
Because I'm trying to think, like, plus like the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi coming up, I'm thinking like it's probably something to do with that.
Right. Because by the time it's produced and coming out, it'll probably be 2023.
And again, it's not a vehicle.
Yeah.
So that means it's either a diorama or a creature. Maybe a bantha?
But that's small. That could be
not that small.
But that could be a regular Black Series vehicle release.
Yeah,
because the dewback was.
Yeah, true.
So I think it's definitely a creature. Rancor makes the most sense in my mind.
That would literally be like the best thing in the Black Series.
They could do some stretch goals where maybe once they get a certain amount of backers, you get his little keeper. You get a Black Series figure of the Rancor keeper.
Maybe Ula?
That would be amazing. So, I mean, again, if they were like, hey, here's a 6-inch scale Jabba's Palace, I'd be like, this is great too. Instant pre-order.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot to speculate upon when it comes to the Haslab project. And that's why they left it so vague and ambiguous. They kind of said in the stream, they're like, we kind of want to see everyone speculate and like get a feel for what everyone thinks it's going to be. So here's our chance, 6-inch Rancor. Let's will it into existence.
I agree.
But there you go. That was a pretty loaded stream. Yeah. I mean, a lot of repacks, a lot of photoreal updates, but the pipeline reveals were fantastic.
True.
The new vintage collection reveals were fantastic. The tease of a Black Series Haslab has got me absolutely salivating to find out what it is. So
that's huge.
Overall, I think this was one of the better streams we've seen in a while, at least in terms of like reveals and teases.
Maybe, but that's only because of the pipeline stuff.
Right.
It's only of what is to come, not really the stuff that they physically had.
Right.
But
well, it's because the Black Series team is filled with a bunch of leakers, apparently.
True, but I mean, it's gonna be nice to give my wallet a break.
Yep.
Save up for this Haslab.
Take it easy on the Rogue One figures.
Yeah. So, it's whatever.
Yeah. That was our episode of Figured Out. What was your favorite announcement from the stream? Definitely comment down below if you enjoyed our video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. Of course, thank you so much for watching. I'm Nate. I've been joined with Justin.
See you guys later.
And we will see you next time on Out of the Basement.